Everyone, welcome to this session. I am Sanyukta Saxena. Today again I'll be drawing a tile, a Zendala tile, and I'm going to start with a tangle called Vega. So I'm going to start with a band running across my tile, and then I'm going to draw these lines, slanting lines. And then I'm going to draw the second set of lines. So I'm going to make an X cross like this. This tangle is called Vega. It's a drama tangle because we'll be inking the sections formed in between these lines. But first the grid. Like this. Yes. The next step is to ink. So I'm going to add another aura like this. Slowly, take your time. Do the same thing on the other side. And then I'm also going to aura this inside space. Right. So once we are done with this, the next step is to ink. So you can either switch to a bolder nib or you can use the same pen and just ink these sections that we auraed. And then just with a very shaky hand, I'm just connecting the ends like this. Right. So all these sections that we created by auraing the spaces in between the X are to be inked, and it adds a lot to the look of this tangle called Vega. But yes, of course, if you don't wish to ink, you can always add something else inside these sections. That's entirely your choice. You can use a bolder nib to ink like an 08. Yes, let's do this on the other side also. And as I showed to you, just connect the ends with a very light hand, a shaky, crinky line. Like this. So I'm now inking the center section. So while inking the center, if you want, you can leave a slight highlight, or you can always do this exercise with your chalk. That's entirely your choice, whichever way you like it. It's a lot of inking, so just take your time, take a break if you wish to, and ink it nicely. Because this would be the main attraction of our tile. Yes, the drama tangle. So I'm going to ink all in the same way. Like this. So I'm done with my inking, and this is how my Vega looks like. Let us now extend our tile a little further. Yes, so I'm going to be adding a tangle called Hollis. Like this. Yes, and I'm going to extend it on both sides. Probably some loose ends there. Give a nice curl and come back right till here. That's the tangle Hollis. Yes, and then you can extend it more. It can grow in just about any direction like this. And then I'm going to add more, draw behind, bring it right here. Again, draw behind, tangle Hollis. Yes, and then probably you can add some moons or moon pies. One last one here. Let's add some moons. That's how you generally add to the look of Hollis. Or let's add some Hennadrums. Yes, delicate looking Hennadrums. Again, adding moon, and then adding these beautiful petal shapes like we do for Hennadrums. I'm going to add some weight inside here. Inside your Hollis. You can also add some bit of muka or flux in between. So that was Hennadrum, and that was a little weight on the inside of the Hollis. These small spaces you can always go back and add some mukas there. I'm now going to place some mukas, kind of playing around with my Hollis. Something like this. Yes, kind of weaving in my muka inside. Now let us extend it a little more. So what we can do is add some more tangles. So Pokeroots and Pokeleaves. Yes, so I'm going to incorporate some Pokeroots and Pokeleaves here. Slowly, take your time, and wherever you feel like, just randomly, just building upon my composition, not really thinking where what. You can add a mix of Pokeroots and Pokeleaves if you wish. Yes, so let's do that. Slowly take your time. Tiny little spaces in between. Just add that touch of black. Add dimples wherever you feel like. Take your time. Randomly placing and filling up tiny little spaces in between, as it adds a lot to the look. Yes, again I'm going to add a few here. Like this. Maybe place a few orbs here and there. Also add a little weight here to your mochas. Add a little more character. Small tiny spaces. Keep adding orbs. Enjoy the process. That's all that matters. Yes, done with that. Let's now add a little more. So I'm going to probably add a tangle called Florz. Yes, so I'm just going to add some random lines. Probably you can just extend it on the other side, or you can draw it in a different direction. That's entirely your choice. And then add the square grid. Like this. Yeah. And then, as we generally do for the tangle floors, just add some nice diamond shapes at each of the intersections. Nice and big ones. If you don't want to add diamonds, you can just go with simple dots. Whole lot of tangleations that you can create. Take your time. Slowly go to each. Tangle floats. Simple to draw. Yes, looks beautiful. I'm going to complete the rest also in the same way. So I'm done drawing my floors. Small tiny little embellishments that you can do is to add some fragile fescues here and there if you want to. Your choice. Like this. Yeah. Let us now get to shading our tile. So as far as Florz is concerned, we will just shade. Let us first start with our Vega. So shade the intersections. You can shade the ends. And then blend. That's it. That's about our Vega. Coming to our Hollis. The ends and the beginning is where I'm going to add the shadow. Coming to poke roots on one side. Like this. Again, Hollis. A touch on the mocha pod. On the Hennadrum here. A slight touch, not much. At times what is there on your stub may be sufficient. Yes. And slight touch here on the Hennadrum. That's it. I think we are done with shading our Hollis and poke roots, poke leaves. Now coming on next to our Florz, I'm just going to add another line underneath. So I'm mimicking the grid. A very soft line underneath. Just blur it. Using a very light hand. And then do the same for the other set of lines. But use a very light hand. Yes. So basically you are adding a shadow to the lines. That's another way to shade your floors. And that's it. Now go back. If you think you have to add some bit of ink here and there, or some tipples, push in some tipples here and there. If you think you need to redo some lines after shading, do that exercise. Right? And just a little touch at few places. You can add a few black pearls here and there just to add a little extra zen to your floors. Like this. If you want to highlight, you already have a highlight, but if you want to highlight a little more, you can always add a touch of chalk. And you can add a shadow under your black pearls. Just touch with your brush pen if you wish. Something like this. Yes, that's it. That's our tile for today. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to place my chop. So sign your tile. Put in your chop, sign and date your tile always. Put in a comment if you wish to. Yes, revisit some of the lines. That's what I'm doing at a few places after shading. Just see that all lines are prominent and have not gone hazy after you completed your shading. That's it. I shall see you again with some more sessions. Till then, have a good time. Bye bye.